Hey everyone, Andang here to talk about LOTRO's new VIP-only Legendary Server. Yes, LOTRO is finally capitalizing on nostalgia and bringing players the ability to experience Shadows of Angmar as it happened, where it will have the update of Shadows of Angmar on this base server, allowing the level cap to be to 50 and the content to be ending at 50, and allowing players to experience the content as it happened from back in the day. At least that's what I thought this was going to be at first. Turns out what this actually is a level gated and content gated experience that has all the new stuff from LOTRO, at least quite a bit of it, and it really isn't going on nostalgia at all, and instead is just allowing players to level together from the start and experience the game that way. So I was hoping for a nostalgia experience of experiencing the game how it used to be before trait trees, before all that stuff, and instead what we're getting is a trait tree filled adventure with all the new classes in the game, high elves in the game, all that stuff still in the game. It's just the content ends at 50 and the level gain ends at 50. And over time they will add more levels and more content kind of as it happened. Except it won't be as it happened because it's going to have all the new improvements, quote unquote, that have happened to LOTRO over the years. And so players won't be able to experience the world before trait trees as I was hoping, and I'm sure a lot of other players were as well. Instead, they will be experiencing basically what you can do on the live servers with the Stone of the Tortoise, where you can limit your level progression, and you could stop at 50 if you wanted to, and you could go through all the content just as it happened, and limiting yourself. But apparently LOTRO doesn't trust players to limit themselves, and so now they're introducing new servers that will limit you for you. It is kind of nice though that all the players will be limited, so it'd be cool to have a community of players that would then be able to join in on instances and things like that together and all be around the same level and have the same challenge like back in the day. But it is not the same game that we used to have. Instead, it is this updated game that is just being limited by levels and by content. One thing I do think will actually appeal to a lot of players, though, is that this is VIP only. That means that there will probably be no gold spammers and things like that that have been just beating up LOTRO recently with spam and constant chatter in the chat boxes, and all that will be gone potentially, at least extremely limited, now that there will be the gate of having to be VIP for these legendary servers. Or at least legendary server, as it seems like it's only starting out with one, and then potentially if it goes well, there will probably be more coming after that. So, with everything I've talked about so far, that leaves me wondering who these legendary servers are for. Because if you just want to experience the content of the old LOTRO, you can actually do that just on the live servers. You don't have to wait for it to just unlock gradually. Now, if you want to experience it with other players, a large potentially number of other players, then this server would make sense where you're all leveling together, and that would be kind of nice, I think. And so these new servers are not for players looking for nostalgia to experience the game how it was. Instead, this is a new experience of server. It is a server that allows the current game to exist only to a certain level cap and content cap, and will gradually add new content over time. And so it's allowing players essentially to experience the game gradually over time as it unlocks, allowing players to be in a much tighter grouping of levels and allowing for there to be a lot more group content in those old areas. What it is not doing is allowing players to experience the same old game that it used to be. And so, in my opinion at least, these legendary servers are really only for players with new alts that are wanting to experience the game with other players as they level. It could also be for new players wanting to experience content with other long existing players as they level up together and have limits as to how high they can get every so often. so that you don't suddenly have a 115 enter your pug for your level 50 raid as you go through in Angmar. So for me personally, I have no interest at all in these new legendary servers, for the simple reason that they still have trait trees, they still have all the new classes, they still have all the new things. They're not selling nostalgia here, they're just selling a new experience that allows you to level with other players at the same time. And for that reason and that reason alone, I'm not really interested in this. I can definitely see the appeal to other players, but for me personally, the idea of going back to old content and being limited, I would really only want if we could go back and see the game how it used to be and experience those old systems and really decide, as we compare them apples to apples from the live to the past, how they actually compare and hold up in today's world. And we really can't do that without having an actual classic server, which this is not. This is a new experience, and it's really just putting the stone of the tortoise on all players at level 50 and gradually increasing the limit that it'll be over time. So for me personally, I'm not interested in this at all. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about the new legendary server that is coming in November for VIP players. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like down below, and I'll see you again real soon for more of LOTRO.